Hey everyone, so I decided to stand here instead of there to do my reflection, because even though the light is coming in there, it still makes me look darker than I am. It looks like I've got dark circles under my eyes, and I don't. So for my reflection today, I'm focusing on Saint Ignatius, and for me, as somebody who trained with the Jesuits, I'm a companion to them. It's not an official companionship, but I'm trained to accompany and to help with the Jesuits. And I do that through my parish, in serving in my parish. And for us as women, it's about our orientation. So I certainly don't deserve to go into bankruptcy. I don't deserve the harshness and the cruelty with which people and companies have treated me in Canada, to be let go from my jobs with no notice, to be treated like a common criminal, to be shamed, even treated like a prostitute. I don't deserve all that. I don't deserve to work in companies and have men leaning over me and trying to do something instead of saying, "Excuse me, Belinda, can you move? I'll sit here and I'll show you what I want to do." I didn't deserve any of that. But if you focus on the readings today, they don't tell us that Christianity is going to be easy. They tell us to have an orientation that orients us towards God, and that there is a cost to our discipleship, and it's our lives. It's the way we live our lives, which is not the way the rest of the world lives. The way the rest of the world lives is how Teleperformance lives. To say, "Oh, you took too long to go to the bathroom, so we're marking you missing in action. Oh, your nose was bleeding. Oh, that's too bad. We're not paying you for that time." That's how the rest of the world lives. And even if there's laws passed, those laws are not going to make them more loving, more compassionate, or care about their workers. And so for us who follow the teachings of Saint Ignatius, we know there are cannonball moments in our lives. There are moments in our lives that we can't get things back to the way they were. For me, it was losing my dad when I was young. For others, it may be something different. Another moment was being told, "Oh, you can't stay in England, your visa is up, and we're not willing to consider you to stay here." And then having to come to Canada and go through this discrimination, financial hardship. But through that, I bless the Lord at all times, and His praise will always be on my lips, because I carry a motto with me, and that motto is from my high school in Zimbabwe. And it's very similar to the Jesuit motto. We used to say it, and it used to be on our wall in Kwekwe High School. It says, "Lord, teach me to give and not to count the cost. Help me to fight and not to heed the wounds. Help me to work, to toil, and not to seek for rest." And so our foundation is in the scriptures. Our foundation is in the Lord. Our foundation is choosing to love and to count our blessings, and to know that there are no blessings that God withholds from us. Man can withhold things. Man can turn off the taps. Man can put me out of my jobs. Man can see me destitute. Man can see me bankrupt in Canada and sit back and do nothing. That's man. But that is not God. And that is not the Jesus that I believe in. The Jesus that I follow, He heals, He cures. He has compassion even on His enemies. And that's a big challenge for me. It's a big challenge. Yes, I know I survived the civil war in Zimbabwe. I made it through university. I have things that I've accomplished. But without God's grace, I would not have accomplished those things. And the Jesuits their charism is teaching. So I don't have those opportunities to teach, but because of my John Maxwell and the encouragement that I got there to go on social media, to start sharing your journey, to start speaking, to practice, I make these videos. So in my own way, I am teaching. And in my own way, I am contributing to building up God's kingdom. 3 years without employment is not a joke. It's not a joke to be unemployed, to be ridiculed, to be laughed at, to be scorned, and worse, to be a woman and have that put on me. It's not easy to bear. But I bear it with a joy in the Lord. I bear it knowing that there are good men who have lived before me, and the politicians of this world can never live up to them for me. And the Kennedys are gone, and I know that. And I didn't grow up when they were living, just like I didn't grow up when Elvis Presley was young. But I saw Elvis on the TV, I know his music, and they can take everything away from you. They can try to break your faith. They can call you a prostitute. They can call you a whore. They can call me all those things, and they have. And I've heard it from my mother. But I know that I am none of those things. And I know that I am God's beloved. And I know whose I am and who I belong to. And I belong to the Lord Jesus. So when we take our actions, when we live our lives, everything is oriented towards the Lord Jesus. And I keep turning back to that. Sometimes I may be too hard on myself, but the price that he paid for me, the price of his love, was a love that turned away from even his own father and mother, and knowing that he would leave his mother alone in this world to take up his cross for me. And that's the price of love. It's not a price that people who hate can understand. It's the price of love. And it's in that music that's in my life. And I don't expect the people who call me a whore, who call me a prostitute, who have no respect for how hard my journey has been from childhood, to understand it. But God understands it. And that's the price of love.